This bow was Indian design. That's Indians in this part of the country, like living in this area, made bows out of this called Osage, or they call it something else, ironwood. This thing is extremely tough. Of course, it's unstrung now, but it's just a piece of wood, and I've shot a lot of deer with it. The good story behind this bow is I had a good friend I hunted with, killed a lot of animals with it. Last animal I killed, I'll show you a picture of it sometime. The coyote I called up with my mouth. I didn't have a collar. I've called up a lot of coyotes. In fact, one of my boys shot one and shot it at close range with a small caliber rifle, but I killed it with this thing and a homemade arrow sitting in a tree. And this is the way you do it. They can't handle that because they thought there's something to eat, see? So, yeah, killed deer and coyote with that thing. A lot of deer and just that one coyote. That's the only one I've ever killed. I've missed a bunch of them, but I had this thing up against my tree there, I mean 10 steps. And if I'd have missed him, I'd have cried. That's a big old coyote. And this is another bow that's really was ahead of its time when it was built. It was a famous archer named Howard Hill back in the 30s and 40s. In fact, the guy that designed this bow was the guy who shot all the cowboys off the horses in the movies. So they put a plate or some kind of a plate on their back or wherever they had the shot going. And Howard would ride a pony or on the ground or whatever, and he'd shoot these scenes that you see the old movies in. He shot it with a bow just like this, with an arrow actually stuck in the guy's back on a plate. And a friend of mine from Kentucky made me this same, I mean it's identical to it. And it's really tough. It's made out of split bamboo, glued together 3 or 4 strips of bamboo. The guy that made this bow actually was the first white man that ever killed an elephant with a bow and arrow. And he killed 4 on this trip. And he was a master. And you can look that up on YouTube. I think it's, my son said it was hit him like Howard Hill. And he's got a lot of trick shots and stuff in it. So I'd recommend that to anybody that wants to learn how to shoot the hard way.